Hey everyone, I'm Scott. And recently in one of my videos, in the comments, somebody asked, why do you believe in God? They said, no one's ever explained to me reasons why they believe in God. And so that's what I want to do for you in this video. I want to give you 3 reasons why all of us should believe in God. Now, I don't have time to go deeply into all these arguments and all these reasons, so I've got resources in the description of this video where you can read some articles and find some other information if you want to dig a little deeper. But let's look at the 3 reasons that all of us should believe in God. Reason number 1, the universe had a beginning. Now, this is going to get a little philosophical, but this idea that the universe had a beginning has important implications for the existence of God. This idea is called the Cosmological Argument. Now, philosophers have been writing about this for many, many years, but the best formulation, I think, of the cosmological argument comes from the Christian philosopher William Lane Craig. And he says the argument like this with 3 statements. First, whatever begins to exist has a cause. This is pretty obvious, right? We look at the world around us and we know that everything around here had a cause. It didn't just pop into existence. I don't look at this bag of Doritos on my desk and say, whoa, where'd that bag of Cool Ranch Doritos come from? It just popped into existence. This is a miracle. It's amazing. No, I know that somebody in a factory made these chips, put them into a bag, sealed the bag, sent it to my local grocery store, and now I can enjoy a nice snack. Because everything that begins to exist has a cause. Secondly, the universe began to exist. For a long time, scientists and philosophers thought the universe was eternal. But in the 20th century, scientists began to realize that no, the universe had a beginning. And there's lots of reasons that we know that. You can see that in those other resources. But the universe is expanding, and it's been expanding. And this is just one of the things that shows us that the universe had a definite moment where it began to exist. And so those are our first 2 points, that everything that begins to exist has a cause, and the universe began to exist. And that leaves us with this inescapable conclusion. Therefore, the universe has a cause. Notice the logic of this argument. The universe has a beginning. And because it has a beginning, that means it was caused. In fact, scientists like Stephen Hawking say that the universe started with a singularity, a big bang, a moment where the universe began to exist, where all this energy and time and space began to exist, because there was no time and space before the creation of the universe. Now, how did the universe come into being? Did it just magically pop into existence? That's pretty doubtful. I think the best rational answer is that there is some power, some personal force that caused the universe to exist. And that force, that power, is God. And so that's the first reason to believe in the existence of God, because the universe had a beginning and it exists. Reason number 2, the universe is perfect for life. Think about it. The world is perfectly fine-tuned to accept life. This is what philosophers call the Anthropic Principle. This is the idea that the universe has to be the way it is, or we wouldn't be here to observe it. So if there is no God, if this is all just a cosmic accident, then there are a staggering amount of coincidences that all happen to produce life. A mathematically mind-boggling amount of happenstances happened and produced us today. Think about it like this. If there were just a few small changes to gravity or to the electrical charge of an electron, or if in that moment of that singularity, that big bang, if the speed of the universe had been sped up, its expansion just a little bit, the universe would have collapsed on itself. And so what's the most likely scenario? That we are just the recipients, the beneficiaries of all these cosmic accidents? Or that behind all of this is a divine planner who set the world into motion, who created the universe to be perfect, to inhabit human life and life as we know it, so that we could be here and exist. I think the fact that the world is perfectly set up for life is a powerful argument for the existence of God. Reason number 3, humans have an inner sense of right and wrong. We all have an inner sense of right and wrong. Let's go back to my chips for a moment, okay? Let's say I open up my chips, my Doritos, I start eating them, and you come by and you rip my chips out of my hands and you take off. Now, I know that you have wronged me. I don't need someone to sit me down and say, Scott, it's really wrong of someone to steal your chips like that. I know that that's wrong. When someone steals from you, when someone hurts you, you know it's wrong. How do you know it's wrong? It's because we have this inner sense of right and wrong. You see, in atheism, there is no baseline for morality. Now, many atheists are very moral people, but there's no baseline for what's good and what's evil. In fact, if God doesn't exist, then there's really no such thing as good or evil. But as you look at the world, we all know that some things are evil. Murder is evil. Rape is evil. We don't need to be taught that. We know that. As societies, we understand that these things are wrong. These things are evil. And what explains our inner sense of morality? Where does that come from? Well, in a Christian worldview, it comes from the character and nature of God, because morality and ethics flow out of the character of God. And so we don't live in a world that has no right and wrong, but we live in a world that has right and wrong because it is a world that has God. And as humans, we instinctively know that there are some things that are good and that there are some things that are evil. And this is because God exists. Okay, here's the good news. You can know God. We've presented 3 reasons why you should believe in God, but even though all these 3 reasons are true, you might say, well, how can I really know God? Well, I want to close with this promise from the Bible, from Jeremiah 29:13. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. You see, this promise is that if you are someone who is seeking God, if you're trying to know God, if you're trying to figure out if he's real and if he cares about you, if you honestly search him out, you will find him. God will reveal himself to you. And so there's a lot of good reasons to believe in God, but I don't want you to just intellectually believe in God. I want you to really know God, because God knows you, he loves you, and he's on your side. Well, thanks so much for watching this video. Thanks again to the excellent work by Peter May. I have his articles connected in the description, and the work of William Lane Craig. If you have more questions about this stuff and some answers to some objections about these arguments, I encourage you to go check out their work. If you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel.